a 4-over in this final round for Daniel Berger, and he slips to fourth. He came in with a 5-shot lead. Shane Lowry was right there with the lead for a while, and then Sepp Straka just consistent all afternoon despite the weather late in the round. Comes out on top, a double-digit score under par. We weren't sure we were going to see that, considering the conditions and how difficult PGA National was playing this week. Not a whole lot of players under par this week, and it's Sepp Straka that rises to the top of the pack and comes back from 5 shots down to win his first PGA Tour victory. Get some instant analysis. Welcome in CBS Sports HQ golf analyst Kyle Porter. Kyle, we'll give credit to Sepp Straka in a moment, but Daniel Berger entered with a 5-shot lead, unraveled, double bogey on 3, then back-to-back bogeys on 5 and 6, stayed in the mix with some chip-ins on 7 and 14, ultimately comes up short. And consider he'd only had 2 bogeys in his first 3 rounds. What happened to Daniel Berger?
Well, I mean, you said it, he unraveled. You know, I thought what was really interesting on Sunday, the double bogey on 3 on the par 5 was not good. I mean, I watched it. It was really ugly. I mean, no double bogey looks that great. But for, somebody like him who had played so well over the first 3 rounds, it was just like, wait a second, what's going on here? And I think the thing that stands out to me, Hakeem, he only made 1 putt longer than 29 inches on Sunday. So he lost about 4 strokes to the field with his putter, and he lost about 4 strokes to the field overall. So if he goes out and he played field average from tee to green. Now, he made up a lot of those strokes by chipping in, by holing out from a bunker for birdie, because he didn't hit the ball from off the tee and with his irons that great, but he still made those strokes up. If he's just average with his putter, he either wins or he's in a playoff. And, I think before the day on Sunday, I would have said, hey, if he goes out and shoots field average, 1 over, even par, he's probably either going to win and be in a playoff, and that's what would have happened. So it's a huge letdown for somebody like Berger, who was the best player in the field and looking to take advantage of what was a really impressive first 3 days.
Well, he loses a whole lot of money, too. Had he held on to that lead, it would have been a $1.4 million payout. Now it slides way down. It's still going to be a nice chunk of change to take home, but when you're looking at 1.4 compared to another number in the 8s, it's tough. Maybe he's in the 7s. It's tough to look at if you're a PGA Tour professional, certainly when you had a 5-shot lead. So for Daniel Berger, because Rick and I were kind of talking about this yesterday after round 3, like his next progression was to be in the mix at a major. If he wins this, it's his 5th PGA Tour victory. He's taking that progression, dominating the field, where a field wasn't all that heavy in terms of star power or guys ranked in the top 50. And now he has to have this learning experience. What does he take away? What does he learn from this? And remember, he was playing in his backyard, 15 minutes away from home. He's sleeping in his own bed. He has home cooking, and he comes up short.
Yeah, it is a bummer. I think I'd be more concerned if this was remember when Tommy Fleetwood lost this tournament a couple years ago? He hadn't won on the PGA Tour yet, and he was so good, but he didn't win. Now, it's not like that with Berger because he's won. He's won some good events. He won Colonial in the first tournament back after COVID started. He's won Pebble. He's won Memphis a couple times. So it's not as if he doesn't win. I'd be more concerned if he just never won. Right? Like if we had a situation with like a Tony Finau or, we talked about this with Scottie Scheffler for a while until he won in Phoenix. So it's not hugely concerning because look, like over the last 2 years, Daniel Berger has been one of the 5 best guys statistically in the world, up there with Jon Rahm and Xander Schauffele and Patrick Cantlay and Justin Thomas. So to me, it's not hugely concerning. It's disappointing for today in the moment because Berger's the type of guy that should go out there and, put his hands on the trophy, and especially in a field like this. But long term, I don't have any reservations about the kind of player I think Daniel Berger can be.
Yeah, final numbers goes from 1.4, the payout for terms of the winner, to less than $400,000. So, I mean, look, for you and I, that's fantastic. That's great money. But for a PGA Tour pro that goes from 1.4 to 392, that's tough to swallow. I mean, that's a whole lot of – that's like me, Kyle, when I put together like a 12-team parlay, and I'm thinking, hey, I might earn back about $1,000, and then I earn nothing because I go like 11 for 12, and it's just a big old gut punch. But this is real money. I mean, that's real money. And look, credit to Sepp Straka. He was among that group that was 5 shots back after 3 rounds. I mean, these guys were long shots to win, and Sepp Straka defies the odds here. Had the great the eagle try on 18 to really cap off his day, tap in for birdie. What's your reaction to how he was able to play in the final round and he was chasing down the leaders?
Well, it was impressive. You know, the way he hit the ball all day, really, on Sunday. And he said this after his round. He said, I hit the ball really well today. And he did. I think he was fourth in strokes gained tee to green on Sunday. And even the way he played the 18th, I mean, you saw it there in kind of this driving rainstorm. And he kind of played it as if it wasn't even raining. It like when he was hitting the ball, it just seemed like complete control of where he wanted to hit it. You'll see the putt here on 16. This was kind of the turning point. This is like these tiny margins that if it goes the other way, let's say he misses that putt on 16, he might have 5 or 6 feet coming back. He might miss it. All of a sudden, Shane Lowry wins the tournament. We're having a different conversation. So there's all these micro moments throughout tournaments that really affect guys, not only their weeks, but their entire careers. Sepp Straka is a good player. He's like 170 in the world right now. He's not a great player. I don't think he ever will be a great player, but he's somebody that can win, you know, multiple times over the course of his career on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, the 6th first-time winner this PGA Tour season. What does that say to you that we've got all these new guys winning on the PGA Tour?
Well, I think what happens, Hakeem, and we've talked about this a little bit on the first cut, is you've got this just weird schedule setup where the last 2 weeks, you think about Phoenix and Riviera, those are lights out fields. Those are almost major championship-like fields. And so when you have these down weeks, like a Honda that's in the middle of this really intense stretch of tournaments, you have guys that you don't have many of the top guys playing. It's really Berger and Sung J M and Brooks Koepka, and that's kind of it in terms of kind of your top guys in the world. So guys that have never won before can take advantage. Now, Scottie Scheffler is a different story a couple weeks ago in Phoenix because he's a star. Like, he's among those top players in the world. But in the down weeks when the top 10, 15, 20 guys aren't playing, you can get a Sepp Straka, you can get a Taylor Gooch, who's a really good player, to kind of jump in, take advantage of those weeks, and secure a victory for the rest of the year.
Daniel Berger melts on Sunday, and Sepp Straka surges to the top of the leaderboard to earn his first PGA Tour victory.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.